Hey guys, Rob from Georgia here with you, aka VHS82 apostrophe, with episode 11 of my Italy's Holocaust series. Thought I would take a turn off into the world of the surreal with a Ruggero Deodato film from 1980 that I've never seen before, actually, until just the other day. One that I'm surprised I didn't watch when I was a kid, renting just about anything and everything I could get my hands on. Last House on the Left left its indelible mark on me. I Spit on Your Grave left its indelible mark on me as a kid. This one surely would have, so I can't imagine this never really ended up in my hands at a young age. I feel pretty confident after seeing it yesterday. I will have to say this, though. I am very familiar with David Hess, and I am very, very familiar with Giovanni Lombardo Radice, and they both were absolutely so awesome to watch on screen. The dynamics between the two, it was just a lot of fun. It's hard. Look, this film's rough, man. It deals with a guy named Alex who is a serial rapist killer, and he has no compassion for anyone or anything except Ricky, and that comes through in the film. This film is probably inspired Rob Zombie's, at least his home invasion sequence in 3 from Hell. There are moments in there that was so tense that it reminded me of when Francis Mattathias, found himself entrapped by the coven of witches there in Lords of Salem. That was just so mind-bendingly heavy. You just knew the minute he walked in there, he wasn't getting out. And the moment Alex and Ricky walk into this mansion, they're not getting out. At least that is the heaviness of how it feels. You can tell just by way people look at it one another, and you just know something is so off in here. So basically, we're introduced real quick. David Hess's character, initially, first few minutes of the film, he's probably seemingly on his way home or something. Runs a girl off the road and just rapes and kills her. It's just absolutely horrific. And then seemingly 5 minutes later, we see him and Ricky are closing up shop at their garage. Car comes in. These two are like, we need help. Our cars, something's initially Alex doesn't want to do anything to help. And it's interesting because he, almost from the minute they come into that garage, Alex, he has this look in his light, like, this feels off. Just like we as a viewer, the first time we're in the mansion, and I'm talking as though you already have some base knowledge of this film if you haven't seen it. You just know there's something off with these people, and you come to find out that this whole thing is a setup. It's a trap. I'm going to be sort of, I'm sort of spoilers, sort of whatever. I don't know. And so, as a payback for helping, Ricky actually ends up doing something to fix the car. I don't know. I don't think anything really was wrong with it, but they offered an invite for Alex and Ricky to basically ride over to their house. They're going over to a party. And what Alex and Ricky seemingly don't know is they are literally walking into a trap that is designed like a Venus flytrap, that at its right moment it will close in on the two. But the journey to get to that point is a mind bender because it is rough. It's like these. Okay, so like, all I'll say is, like, Alex has done something to hurt somebody in the group, or somebody close to the group, in such a way that they're able to find out pretty quick, like, who was probably guilty of this crime that has hurt them, and they want nothing more than vengeance. And so they set up this elaborate plan to basically con them into their abode and then allow Alex and Ricky to basically, mostly Alex, to run amok and and cast as much damage, inflict as much damage on the group, but it's all for a reason, and it's a reason that you can buy it at the very end of the movie. You can completely buy it. Jim Harper doesn't agree. The guy who wrote the review in here, Italian Horror, he really rakes this film over the coals. I don't agree. Is it a film that I'll rush back to and see again? No. Is it a film that is easy to recommend? No. Is it a film that I found at points extremely rewarding? Yes. Was the trip worth it? Boy, throw that on the scales of. I don't know, man. I don't know. It was rough. I found it very hard, very awkward at points. Very, very, very hard. I had an easier time watching Cannibal Holocaust than I did watching this, actually. That may sound like really weird to people, but to see the resolution at the end, and to see Alex, a man who seemingly has it all together, in a really morbid, twisted way. He's always the one manipulating. He's always the one that is in control. And for the first time, very early on, he starts to register that he is not in control of the situation. He doesn't understand what's happening. And you could see it in his eyes, in his facial expressions. And that's one of the remarkable things about this movie is so much of what happens is not spoken. You could see it on their faces. You could see it on the eyeglasses. It is amazing. Films that can do that, actresses that can do that, and it's not even really they were being directed to do it, they just did it. It was something that just happened. And look, certain people make certain decisions within the dynamics of the film that for many do not make sense at all. And I say for myself, there's a couple moments that I sort of I'm not sure how I take that. You know what it felt like? It felt like these rich, because the dynamics is you got, Alex and Ricky are working class people, and the group that they're being sort of brought into are a rich class, right? So you got those class dynamics things going on, and you got a score that is so gentle and soft against imagery that is so brutal and so harsh. It's almost kind of like these rich people. It's like they're playing some kind of sociological experiment or something, because there's times when you beg the question, okay, I understand they have reasons why they want Alex and Ricky to inflict as much damage upon them as a group. There's a reason for it, but how far they're willing to let it go might be questionable. Waiting for that perfect moment when they feel safe enough that when they do what they really want to do, the reason why they have basically conned those two into their home, it really, that trap really does spring the moment when Ricky or Alex he sort of unleashes his anger, gets the best of him, and he unleashes himself on Ricky, actually, in a really, really, really crazy scene. But that becomes the pivotal moment where the tables turn, and the group, and then you head to this incredible reveal, a reveal that works, a reveal that makes sense. Jim, like I said, Jim Harper was really rough on this movie, and I get it. If you're going to have a hard time with the subject matter of this film, you're going to have a hard time understanding a lot of elements of it. I get that. And is this a movie that should even be, well, I mean, I was going to say viewed, but should Cannibal Holocaust be viewed? Absolutely. Deodato's message in that movie is absolutely unflinchingly, insanely well done in the scope of that film. And I dropped my review down at the bottom for that. I did a while back in BodyBags, but just in case you wanted to check it out, which I probably revisit Cannibal Holocaust at some point for Italy's Holocaust, my series, right? I don't know how much more I want to say. It is unflinching, it is brutal, and there are moments where, quite frankly, you might even just kind of look away. I mean, a look away moment. But you want movies to be that. You want them to be, now maybe the graphic nature of it could be scaled back, maybe, in terms of what the director's trying to do. And if it's like Rob Zombie, man, violence is used for purpose and intent. There's something Rob is trying to unleash, and it's you just, I don't know, but Rob never even really took it with this far. Wow, I'm just gonna sort of scale back there. It is an interesting film. Some Fulci crossover. Tomasi, editor for the Gates of Hell trilogy and Zombie, right? He's the editor for Deodato on this. The composer did things like Horror Castle, Castle of Blood, Seven Blood-Stained Orchards, Don't Torture a Duckling. You've got the cinematographer from Don't Torture a Duckling, which is pretty awesome. And the writers, of course, known for other gems like New York Ripper, Phantom of Death, which I really did enjoy, and I reviewed that on BodyBags. Cannibal Holocaust as well. And then you got one of your guys doing makeup here who did it, worked for Lenzi on Eaten Alive. Also an 80. These guys were really working hard, man. And Giovanni Lamberto Radice, he did 3 movies. I saw one of his things. He said that he was, this I think was his first role. And he was basically no cash, no money at all. That year at 80, he did 3 films. City of the Living Dead for Fulci, Cannibal Apocalypse, and he did this one. And then he was well on his way. I think my favorite film watching him, though, is, it's just pure entertainment. It's just probably Stage Fright, the Michele Soavi film from 87. I don't know how much more I want to say. I mean, I've already kind of laid out some of the spoilage a little bit. But I went into this movie, again, first time watch, knowing full well what I was getting into. And I knew the reveal, but I was more curious to how it played itself out rather than discovering the reveal as a new thing. I wanted to really kind of see my way through it. And so it was, it was, wow, something else. Anyways, Code Red, Severin, but I would say, look, if you would never, ever, ever watch Cannibal Holocaust, you're never going to watch this, ever. It's just the way it is. But this series is Italy's Holocaust, right? So I gotta deal with a few heavy-handed things here from time to time. But I am a little bit more lighthearted. I think the next one, I just got Monster Dog with Alice Cooper, an Italian film, right? And I think that might be number 12 for me. I thought I might do something else, but it might be number 12, as I really, really, really want to get into that cheesy, fun stuff. So House on the Edge of the Park, an interesting film. Wow. It is Deodato. And if you want to see something new by Deodato, 2019 Deathsumber, he does a short in that, about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Casetta Sperduta in Campania, or translated Lost House in the Countryside. I think it's number 15 on the anthology Deathsumber. And he does a wonderful review there, or interview. And he's like 80 at the time, just insane, which means like now he's 83. And one last thing before I just cut this. IMDb still lists in production, or not production, early pre-production, maybe, I don't know, but they have House on the Edge of the Park 2, and with Giovanni Lamberto Radice, I think already cast, but every time I look at it, nothing's happening with it. So there's a few Italian films like that. Greta Demons 3 project that just doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Tom Savani's Nightmare City remake that just never went anywhere. Unfortunately, you're getting interest in Italian cinema, but it's just these things aren't going anywhere, which is unfortunate. And the last one I heard was a remake to Phenomena. We'll see where that goes. Anyways, here at Italy's Holocaust, this film truly does earn its video nasty. entry. I think it was number 25. And the two films that I did see at an early age, respectively, number 26 and number 28, I think, Last House and, or I Spit on Your Grave and Last House. But on the Video Nasty list, compliments of the DPP, right? So anyways, intriguing film. Wow, tough. Interesting, though. Very interesting. Anyways, episode 11 here from 1980, Ruggero Deodato. I'm sure I'll see something of his again somewhere down the line. Try to get back on schedule with these every other week and see how we do. Merry Christmas. That is coming up in about 6 days, at least from when I'm doing this. But when this drops, it'll be sooner, of course. And yeah, so enjoy the bit of football we have left, the holidays, your family, some good Italian cinema, and just enjoy things as much as you can. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the views. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for everything. Appreciate it. And yeah, it is what it is, man, right? As always, go Bills.
This is not a dream. Not